Y'all ready for this?
The tournament was played in a total of 13 cities, from Los Angeles to Toronto, and in some of North America's most iconic stadiums. Matches of the tournament, and Clint Dempsey stood out as the top scorer of this edition of the Gold Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Mr. Victor Montaliani, President of CONCACAF, Mr. Al Guido, President of the San Francisco 49ers, Mr. Dave Cavall, President of the San Jose Earthquakes, members of the CONCACAF Executive Council, CONCACAF General Secretary Mr. Philippe Moggio, representatives and coaches of the CONCACAF member associations qualified for the 2017 CONCACAF Gold Cup, members of the media, local, national, and international, fans of the game across the region and around the world who join us via CONCACAF.com, welcome all to beautiful Santa Clara, California, and this tremendous building, Levi's Stadium. I'm Kobe Jones, Master of Ceremonies for thank you, for today's exciting event, the unveiling of the groups and schedule for the 2017 CONCACAF Gold Cup. 12 of CONCACAF's member associations will participate in this summer's Gold Cup, to be played in 14 stadiums and 13 cities across the United States, and culminating here at Levi's Stadium on the 26th of July with the grand final. Today's event will determine the groups and schedule for this 14th edition of the Gold Cup, which kicks off on July 7th at Red Bull Arena in the New York metropolitan area. With the goal of offering an official welcome to this important event, it's my pleasure this morning to welcome to the stage CONCACAF President Mr. Victor Montaliani.
Thanks, Kobe. Much appreciated. I'd like to acknowledge my fellow CONCACAF council members and member association delegates. When I was reading my notes, I saw the names Al Guido and Dave Cavall, and now Victor Montaliani. So I don't know if there's a theme here of what's going on. But also acknowledge Santa Clara Mayor Lisa Gilmore, who's here with us this morning, and distinguished guests. Buenos dias. Let me begin by thanking our host city and venue. We are thrilled and very excited to be back at Levi's Stadium, where the final game of the Gold Cup 2017 will be held next summer, or this summer. It's an honor to bring another international football tournament, sorry to use that word, Al, football, but to the home of the San Francisco 49ers. The passion and spirit that encapsulated last year's Copa America opener here was off the charts, and so we're really excited to be back and to recapture that moment, as I'm sure we will. I'd like to also thank being part of this unprecedented event in the city of Santa Clara, the Silicon Valley organization, the 49ers, the San Jose Earthquakes, U.S. Soccer, and the host committees. Also, most importantly, I want to welcome all the participating teams and their staffs that are here today. This is a day to celebrate for you and the teams, all that you have achieved, and I want to specifically congratulate our first-time member, the first time ever coming to a Gold Cup would be the island of the French Guiana and also Curacao, who deserve a bit of a special mention on their debut. So félicitations to those members. If we can all actually have a round of applause for our teams who are in anticipation of what's coming up. Esta celebración es un momento único en que los ojos y la pasión de millones de fans están enfocados en el fútbol, pero un mes. The CONCACAF Gold Cup has become a biannual spectacle featuring the best players from our 12 member associations and has been attaining unquestionable popularity every edition out. Since the inaugural edition of 1991, the Gold Cup has produced many, many memorable moments, some of which you saw in the video earlier. Football is unpredictable, which is why we love it, right up until the final whistle. And at CONCACAF, we're very proud that our one CONCACAF vision has brought together all 41 of our member nations, with the pinnacle of our events being the Gold Cup. And football comes first at CONCACAF, and nothing evidences that more than the Gold Cup. Our aim is to ensure that we keep broadening our participation for our member associations while also increasing the competitiveness and the development opportunities. Yes, we are focusing on many pillars outside of the game, like good governance, investment, leadership, and strategic planning. But no doubt what underpins a lot of that is football, and the pinnacle of our football is the Gold Cup. We're all eager to get started and counting the days for another successful Gold Cup. At CONCACAF, we're very confident that U.S. Soccer, who is our local organizing committee, and the 13 host cities are ready to serve up another unforgettable edition of the Gold Cup. We look forward to returning to the Bay Area in July, where the journey of this tournament will reach its pinnacle. And I thank you very much. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you all for joining us today, and look forward to continuing our outstanding relationship with CONCACAF leading up to the highly anticipated 2017 Gold Cup Final, to be internationally televised here from Levi Stadium on July 26th. On behalf of the San Francisco 49ers organization, the Santa Clara Stadium Authority, I'd like to thank Mayor Gilmore and Kathy Watanabe for being here today, and all of us at Levi Stadium. We're pleased to welcome General Secretary and other members of CONCACAF's leadership team to Santa Clara this afternoon. I also want to welcome our friends from the MLS, Dave Cavill, our friends at the Earthquakes, and member association delegates and coaches from the participating teams, and representatives from some of our fellow 2017 Gold Cup host committees. In the short history of Levi Stadium, some of the leading sports and entertainment event promoters in the world have entrusted their premier events to our team. From WrestleMania 31 to Super Bowl 50, Levi Stadium has already successfully hosted some of the biggest events in sports. As the crowds at Earthquake matches demonstrate on a regular basis, and as you will all soon experience, soccer owns a passionate following in the Bay Area. The first event at Levi Stadium was an Earthquakes match, and we've been fortunate to host Manchester United, FC Barcelona, Liverpool FC, and AC Milan in international friendlies over our first 3 years. Last year's Copa America Centenario 2016 also showed this region's love affair with soccer, starting with the opening match when the USA men's national team met Colombia in front of 67,000 plus screaming fans. Our stadium, over 4 matches at Levi Stadium during the tournament, nearly 250,000 fans came to this venue, an average of about 62,000 people per event. We look forward to the 2017 Gold Cup Final, joining those events in the pantheon of memorable, iconic events that we've hosted in the short history of Levi Stadium. We thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you, President Guido. I'd like to also introduce someone else that's going to speak on behalf of the local soccer community. I consider a friend. I'd like to say a personal friend. And thank you very much for everything that you've done for me. But he's very special in the game, and he's done a lot with the local community in San Jose and throughout. The president of the San Jose Earthquakes, Mr. Dave Cavill.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Al, thanks so much for having us. This is a truly historic event. I think it showcases how we're truly in a golden age of soccer in America, and especially here in the Bay Area. It's tremendous to think of all the incredible events that we've had either at this building at Levi Stadium or at Avaya Stadium over the last 3 years. And I think it's a credit to our long-standing history of the Bay Area supporting international soccer. And this goes all the way back to the 70s and through the 1980s with guys like Peter Bridgewater, who came here and promoted events in the Bay Area in a real way. And obviously we're kind of, standing on his shoulders with events like this to have the community together for these incredible outings. And I think the exciting thing is we have such a diverse and fantastic community here in the Bay Area. It always celebrates soccer. We get the biggest crowds. They're the rowdiest. They're the most fun time, whether it's at Avaya or Levi's. And we're super excited about having the event this summer. So the Gold Cup is something that we're really proud to host. We want to thank the Federation for entrusting us with this incredible event. I want to thank the Levi Stadium, Al, the 49ers for partnering on the event. And I just want to make sure the community has a great event this summer. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. Cavall, for those words of welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth has finally arrived for the 12-member associations set to learn their path to the Gold Cup during this morning's proceedings. At this time, to reveal the groups and schedule for the 2017 Gold Cup, please join me in welcoming the General Secretary of CONCACAF, Mr. Philippe Mogio.
Good morning, everybody. President Montagliani, Mr. Guido, Mr. Cavall, members of the CONCACAF Council, coaches of the qualified member associations, representatives of local government, distinguished guests, media partners, marketing partners supporting this great event, including Scotiabank, Allstate, Modelo, Nike, Post Foods, Sprint, and our latest addition to our family, Toyota. Welcome to the family. We look forward to working with all of you to ensure that this is a tremendous success and a very successful partnership going forward. Today is an important day for CONCACAF and for the teams that have qualified for the 2017 Gold Cup, and obviously for our fans. The scene is set. We know and we've announced which stadiums and cities we will visit this summer on the road to this beautiful stadium here in the Bay Area. We're sure we'll see plenty of exciting matches on the road to Levi Stadium, and we look forward to seeing you, President Mr. Guido, on the wonderful Levi Stadium staff and fans here at the final on July 26th. On that day, we'll crown one of the member associations that will win the Gold Cup. And we'll get to hold up this wonderful Gold Cup trophy, the 2017 Gold Cup trophy that you see to my left. I would also like to show you all today our brand new Nike Gold Cup match ball, which we also have on hand, being unveiled here on the table. So we have our trophy, we've got our ball, the road is set, and we come here today to find out which teams will face off in the group stage of this summer's event. As we approach the moment when we reveal the groups, let's please remind everyone that each group already has a seed, as you see on the graphic above. Honduras, which is the Central American Cup champion, is the top Group A. Host and 5-time Gold Cup champion United States will lead Group B, and 7-time defending Gold Cup champion Mexico heads Group C. Without further ado, let's get to the group and schedules. We begin with Group A. As we mentioned, Honduras qualified and achieved its group seeding by winning the 2017 Gold Cup, Copa Centroamericana, played earlier this year in Panama. This will be the 13th Gold Cup appearance for Honduras. They missed only one in 2002. Now let's find out which teams will face Honduras in Group A, which kick off at Red Bull Arena in New York on opening day, July 7th. So joining the Hondurans right off the bat is fellow Central American power, Costa Rica. The Ticos have made 12 of the 13 editions of the Gold Cup and advanced to the knockout rounds in every edition since 2000. We also know they joined Honduras at the 2014 World Cup. And I'm sure we'll never forget that historic run and the game they gave Holland in the quarterfinals in Brazil. Okay, so now who else will join Honduras and Costa Rica in Group A? We have French Guiana. After missing out narrowly in 2015 and failing to qualify after playoff with Honduras, French Guiana will debut in the Gold Cup this year in June. French Guiana qualified for this Gold Cup as a 2016-2017 Caribbean Cup semifinalist. The final of that competition is later this year. We're looking forward to seeing them all take the field on July 7th. Let's find out who their opponent that evening and the final Group A side will be. It's North American team Canada to round out Group A. A perennial contender at the Gold Cup, the Canadians took home the trophy in 2000 and are still the only team other than US and Mexico to win the Gold Cup. Let's take a look at the complete fixture.
¿Cómo está el equipo preparado para el torneo?
No, bien, obviamente sabemos que falta tiempo, pero vamos a llegar muy bien preparados, con mucho tiempo de anticipación. El equipo se va a concentrar y se va a preparar, y obviamente estudiaremos a los rivales y vendremos a pelear por el título.
Una incómoda, Chago, decía...
¿Qué se siente jugar en este lado de la frontera? Y un mensaje para todos los fans.
No, bueno, obviamente estamos encantados de jugar como siempre lo hemos hecho saber. Nos encanta venir a Estados Unidos a darles ese gusto a nuestra afición, a nuestros paisanos, y siempre muy comprometidos y siempre tratando de darles un gusto a nuestros paisanos, ¿no?
Aparte de ganar, ¿qué son sus expectativas del Gold Cup?
Buscar los primeros lugares, si se puede el primero. Los llamados a ganar son Estados Unidos y México, son los que tienen la obligación, pero nosotros igual vamos a dar la pelea.
Aparte de Honduras, un favorito, ¿usted qué dice que va a ser el final?
No, ojalá que estuviéramos nosotros con México, Estados Unidos, Costa Rica, igual. Gracias.
Bueno, aquí tengo una persona que tiene muchísima experiencia en el fútbol. Decime, Fernando, ¿cómo ves el Gold Cup? ¿Qué son tus expectativas? ¿Cómo ves esta mezcla de países, talento latino? Y aquí en Estados Unidos que se va a hacer todo este magnífico evento que donde va a reunir culturas, idiomas, francés, inglés, español. ¿Cómo estás? Buenas.
Pues muy bien, muy contento. La verdad que es siempre un placer poder compartir con un montón de amigos. En este caso, para saber cómo va a quedar lo que va a ser todo el calendario de este fenomenal torneo de la Copa Oro. Lo lindo de esta Copa Oro es que cada 2 años, no hay que esperar como el Mundial que son 4 años, acá por lo menos cada 2 años tenemos todo un mes de partidos, y como bien tú dices, lo bonito es poder confraternizar todos los miembros de la CONCACAF, y para mí en especial con Estados Unidos, por estar trabajando con Fox Sports, que tendremos pues todos los partidos en inglés en esta Copa Oro. Interesante, porque se va a enfrentar Estados Unidos con Panamá, que están enfrentando varias veces este año, y van a estar jugando también lo que va a ser las eliminatorias para el camino al Mundial ahora en unas semanas nada más. Así que muy interesante, esperemos que sea un gran evento, estoy seguro que sí, y además por todo el país.
¿Cómo viste la selección de los grupos?
Pues bien, ya sabemos que este tipo no es un sorteo por sí, es acomodar los grupos para que sean interesantes, para que tengan balance, para que sea más redituable también por la zona geográfica donde hay mayor cantidad de gente de los países que se ponen en esos estadios. Así que creo que las fuerzas de la CONCACAF están muy claras en los equipos, ¿no? Aunque no hay ningún equipo fácil, ya eso se ha demostrado en anteriores Copa Oro, cuando Guadalupe, por ejemplo, sorprendió a todo el mundo, la anterior edición cuando Jamaica llegó hasta la final. O sea que creo que está muy bien, estamos disfrutando de lo que es el fútbol en Estados Unidos.
Fernando, ¿algún favorito?
Bueno, a mí me gusta siempre que gane mi país, acá Estados Unidos, pero por supuesto que el fútbol hay que jugarlo en la cancha.
Claro que sí, te podemos encontrar en
Fox Sports, sí señorita. Fox Sports tendremos todos los partidos en inglés. So, you don't have to wait just to listen to the games in Spanish. Now you can also go and switch to Fox Sports and you can get all the games in English.
Thank you so much. Después lo mejor para ti.
Gracias, mi amor.
So how's your team getting ready?
Not yet, but we prepare us for the Gold Cup, of course. In June we have the final for the Caribbean Cup. That's a good test case for us. for the World Cup.
Besides hosting the Gold Cup, what is your priorities?
Well, certainly we have a lot of priorities in 2017. We need to qualify for the World Cup in Russia. So we have very important matches. We have 8 matches in World Cup qualifying in 2017. And anytime we participate in the Gold Cup, we want to win. So that's going to be challenging. The month of July is very important for the U.S. team as well. Well, it's challenging. We have to have the team ready for important games in March and June, and then have some new faces to help us in July as well. Thank you.
¿Cuál ha sido el secreto que la selección panameña pues ha mejorado tanto?
Bueno, yo creo que tener un líder como el profe Hernández es importantísimo, una persona con la experiencia, la trayectoria de Hernán, yo creo que es bien importante aprovecharla. Los jugadores han crecido mucho, han creído mucho en el proyecto y bueno, de hecho, pues los resultados ahí van. Esperemos nuevamente en esta Copa tener una gran presentación, poder volver a jugar una final y nada, que la gente se dé cuenta de lo que usted dice, que se ha visto el progreso y que Panamá siga dejando esa buena imagen futbolística y de resultados donde quiera que va.
Y como latino, ¿cómo sientes que se está celebrando el Gold Cup aquí en Estados Unidos?
A mí me parece que la gente disfruta mucho, los latinos van mucho al estadio, apoyan mucho a su selección, los mexicanos se pasan con su apoyo. Para nosotros es muy motivante salir a un estadio acá en Estados Unidos y ver el apoyo, ver las porras, ver todo lo que hacen los aficionados. Yo creo que eso a uno como generador de espectáculo lo motiva más y eso es lo que hace la selección de Panamá, se sienten muy cómodos jugando acá en Estados Unidos, es como jugar en casa si tengamos el estadio con 40.000 o 50.000 apoyando el equipo contrario, pero eso nos hace como con más valentía para apoyar, para poder estar bien en este torneo.
Y un mensaje para todos los panameños aquí en Estados Unidos que van a estar disfrutando de este gran espectáculo futbolístico.
Bueno, la verdad es que donde quiera que vamos, siempre nuestra afición panameña nos acompaña y esperemos que en esta Copa 2017 los panameños se la disfruten, gocen y que tengan un buen resultado y que nuestra selección los haga quedar muy bien acá en Estados Unidos.